You guys wake up from various levels of intoxication. Uh, you you can just see the sun coming through the windows. And Griffin informed you last night that he had procured travel arrangements for you all on the condition that you would have to assist while the crew was traveling.
Side note, is Wes still on the countertop that I left him on?
You left him on the kitchen table, not the countertop.
Oh yeah, the table.
I left him on a table, that's right. Is he still on the table?
Unless he rolled in his sleep onto the floor.
Oh, I think we would have heard that.
That's up to you, Wesley.
What Wesley's still probably passed out on the table. I imagine Arsaterius had the foresight to remove Typhi from her bottle that like on my backpack and placed her like somewhere safe, so I wouldn't roll over her.
I placed her in the kitchen.
Yeah, Wesley is like zonked out, probably still from all the alcohol he imbibed.
I placed it in the kitchen sink.
It.
I don't know what gender it is. I forgot.
I think there would be a kitchen sink because there's no indoor plumbing yet.
It would be a basin. There'd be a basin somewhere. Like
That's the term.
Not specifically a sink, though, unfortunately.
Not specifically, no, because then it could just go down the drain, and that would be most unfortunate.
That would be.
Yeah. Griffin, do you want to tell the others about the transportation that you arranged for them?
Yeah. I figured I came back in later than everybody else, but I woke up early so I can go out and get my Rockstar logo put onto my outfit. But yeah, as everybody's waking up, there's tea and cookies from the baker downstairs, not on the kitchen table since it's already taken space, so it's like sitting on a table. Yeah, when everybody gets up, I'd be like, yeah, okay, so I was able to get us a vessel to I forgot which port we were going to because I know it's on a different port. But yeah, I got us a vessel, but only thing we have to do is just do some work on the ship as it's going there. But it should be a little longer of a ride, but it's a better ship than the other option was small, short.
Sounds like a good deal.
Yeah, it should be fine.
The pier you're going to is Cruise Pier, I believe. The other one was headed to Thumb Pier.
Gotcha. Alrighty. How long is this going to be? What, 2 weeks maybe?
You don't know that yet. I could tell you, but your characters wouldn't know yet until you ask the captain on your ship. Does anyone have any business they'd like to do before they leave your territory? You still have Pete of who's just kind of been hanging around the carriage for messaging.
I think I'm gonna... Is there a jeweler in town?
There is not. This is a very small fishing village.
Damn.
You might have luck in Castelia.
I can wait till then. I'll wait till then.
On the carrier P-Dove thing, I think before we head out to sea, it might be a good idea to send a note to Sol and just let them know that, hey, we made it to Nuvema safely and we're getting ready to head out.
You know, I was gonna say, does Saul know that we're gonna be like on a boat to Castelia? Because we could be gone for a while.
Yes, we did tell them. We told them our travel plans, which included going through the desert, going to Nimbasa, and cutting across the river from Nimbasa, I believe.
Okay,
so we make a circle.
They knew we were going to be gone for a while. Okay.
Yes, they know that, and we did trust them to run our run our towns while we're gone.
Right.
Well,
I just think it might be like a little courtesy. Hey, we made it, but now we're on our way out.
Most definitely.
Maybe tell them about the bandits.
Yeah, warn them about bandits on
Yeah,
the road.
good idea.
And like set aside
Yeah.
a portion of money for Otis and his family.
Mm-hmm.
Wesley needs to procure a hat because the sun is much brighter than it was yesterday, and he is not having a good time.
Aren't your goggles tinted lenses?
My goggles are more just safety glasses. They aren't tinted in any way.
I thought you said they were in an earlier session.
They may be
you
tinted they may be tinted a bit, but like I imagine that's just to like if he is working like because they aren't welding goggles. He doesn't like weld with them or anything.
That's fair. You can get a hat. Roll me a d20 to see what kind of hat it is.
18 hat. 18
A sombrero.
Unfortunately, no, not a sombrero. That would be funny. But you find a decent. What kind of hat?
A bucket hat.
You find a hat that looks not quite your style. It's a beanie mixed with a baseball cap.
Like a baseball cap with like a beanie as
it's like a beanie with a rim on it.
Okay, that works. Okay. So like he raided Griffin's closet and just pulled out a random hat and then put it on his head. Sorry, Griffin. The sun's a bit brighter than it was yesterday. As he like puts on his goggles shamefully.
Can I even put on a hat with all this hair I have? I don't think I can.
You could. I don't know how well it would fit.
We could do anime logic and it just fits.
Everything goes by anime logic.
We're in the Pokemon world. We can pretty much do anything when it comes to fashion.
Right. I mean, I think Calypso's pretty used to the sun, being through the desert and all. I don't think glaring sun is that much of an issue for her.
That and you're not super drunk or hungover with Wesley is.
I was gonna say I'm probably at least mostly sobered up. I'm probably with the program.
Could you roll me a Constitution check? Well, it's just both you and Wesley. We'll see. Wesley, yours is at disadvantage.
Hooray! 9.
19.
Yeah, Arcetarius, you're fine. But Wesley, you are not feeling great.
Oh man, he's hungover.
You feel like you're on the ocean already, even though you're just on dry land.
I love the implications that the man that tests his own potions and poisons on himself can't hold his liquor.
That's very funny because, as Wesley's probably pointed out, none of them were alcoholic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's pretty grumpy. Like, he's moping kind of like arms crossed. He fixed up Typhy to his backpack again. He's like pulled down the rim of his hat and he's like, this stupid.
All right, he's being a drill bird today. Let's get him his hat.
Griffin, where's the boat?
I just feel like it's by the pier and like the big giant blue ocean that's like literally you walk into when you enter the town. It's like right there. Can't miss it at all.
As you guys walk towards the pier, you see the ship that you're going to be boarding. It is a 2-mast, main and a maiden mast, and it seems to be in good quality. The only odd thing is the figurehead. It's a frillish. Do you guys get on? There's a draw plank out.
Mm-hmm. Wesley will walk onto the ship. He is not steady in his footing.
Don't fall. Don't fall. Don't fall. Don't fall. Don't
Yeah,
fall.
don't fall.
Don't fall.
That would be
don't
bad.
Fall. Don't fall.
Are the three of you like behind Wesley? Like you're trying to like an old man's walking upstairs, and the three of you are like bracing for Wesley to come tumbling down.
Don't fall. Don't fall. If you
Yeah,
fall, I am not
probably.
catching you. If you fall, I am not catching you.
Wesley, could you roll me acrobatics check?
I won't fall. I'm not that drunk. It was not even that alcoholic. I will be fine. I just need to close my eyes and focus, and everything will be good. 12.
Okay. That's plus modifiers.
Yeah, I have a minus in dexterity acrobatics.
Yeah, that's fair. You barely managed to get it up, but you know if you had swayed your center of mass too much in any direction, you would have fallen.
See, I got it. It was good. It was I didn't need your help. I'm perfectly fine. As he like waddles away onto the deck.
I'm convinced the stiff breeze would still knock him over, but at least it's not going to cause any inconveniences now if it happens.
The rest of you follow him, I assume?
Yep,
Yeah.
got all my stuff.
Yep. Oh, Arcitarius, I have to tell you, the Rapidash cannot come on this vessel.
That I knew. You told me that last session. I do recall that. I have it. I was going to say gurney. No, it's in a stable. They're looking after it for now.
Okay, I just wanted to reiterate that in case you forgot.
I was not going to bring the Rapidash on the boat anyways, because if in the event where we are attacked, that is the first thing that's getting tossed overboard, let's be honest. Not that I would toss it, but if this thing is sinking and we needed to jettison weight,
It would be even more not able to come on if it was the fire type Rapidash.
that
Yeah.
also true. This boat would have fallen apart quite quickly.
As the three of you get on the boat, you see one of the doors on a railing up above you open, and the old guy comes looking out. You notice that he has a prosthetic foot, not a peg leg, straight up wooden foot.
Oh,
And he's wearing a long coat and has his hair tied back.
and a mixtuba.
So, Will, if I'm imagining the ship correctly, there is the main deck. You can go up a tier to where like the helm is, and then there's like a captain's quarters on the helm, right?
There's the captain quarters there. Looking on either side of the stairs, you can see two rooms, and on the bow of the ship, there is a room that leads into some other room.
Okay, I'm imagining. Okay, I have it in my head. Thank you.
The captain comes up onto the deck and says, "I heard we were taking you guys to Castilia. That's cool.
This is true.
What can you do to assist me and my crew?
Just about anything.
Any particular skill?"
Any particular skill. Well, I was going to say fighting, but that doesn't really count. There's probably nothing you have on this ship that I couldn't at least lift. So if you need stuff moved, I'm probably your guy.
Head below deck, and you'll be roping down our cargo for the voyage. It's the
Sweet.
room at the bow, just past the kitchen. He looks across the next three of you and says, "What about you? Steps?"
I think Calypso would probably be good with navigation. You know, having been through not necessarily over waters, but the desert. I'm not sure exactly how that would translate, but I feel like, you know, she's been in the desert a lot. She knows how to navigate for her, she knows how to navigate a vast sea of sand. I would assume that she has translatable skills there.
I bet so.
Maybe.
You like she's traveled the desert for a long time,
Yeah.
right? They would use
Yeah.
star charts most likely to guide their way through the
Yeah.
sand, and so she probably
especially
knows
at
how
night.
to read a star chart and to use a sextant.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know if that's
Okay.
historically accurate, but it makes sense.
It probably was. I don't know. I haven't put that much
Yeah.
thought into looking at the time period. Pokemon can expedite things.
Yeah.
Right.
He looks to you, Calypso, and says, "Okay, cool. Backup navigator or assistant navigator, whichever you would prefer the title be."
I think assistant sounds better.
Door on your right is the navigation room, as well as the female quarters.
Gotcha.
He then looks at Griffin and Wesley. You two?
I am a performer, so I can perform for you for the entire trip.
You got anything else? We could use another lookout if you could do that.
Yeah, I can be a lookout.
And when you're off shift, you can do your performance thing. But at sea, it's a little bit of a hazard if our crew gets off focused. You understand? He says, looking at Griffin.
I mean, the rock caused the call.
Well, I would say sea shanties existed for a reason, and it was to make sure the crew was working in time. So Griffin definitely could be like head sea shantier or something.
Musician is
Yeah.
the role.
Head musician in order to because they used it to keep time and pass the time as they like pulled ropes and did all that stuff.
Can you do that and lookout duty?
Oh yeah, I can do both.
Okay, cool. That just leaves Wesley without a role.
I can growing up around Himalaya, I know my fair share around a boat, I think. And I am an alchemist, so I could make cures for seasickness. And like Wesley tries like his most convincing was like, if anyone's feeling ill and or sick, I can look at them. I know the dangers of scurvy, and I know how to stave it off. Say that again.
You any good at surgery?
Yes.
Okay, assistant medic. Operating room is unfortunately the kitchen. Don't have a separate room for that.
Oh.
I will try to keep contaminants away from the food. Come on, Wyvil.
Arcetarius. We'll go through an incidental thing on each of you, and the captain. Before I get into this, the captain nods, and some of the ropes come untied. You get the feeling that they have some psychic type Pokemon assisting with that, and that was tying them to the shore. And then a strange creature with a red nose comes out onto deck.
How big is this creature?
It's about waist height with the captain.
Oh, I'm gonna roll. What would the roll be to find out what it is?
History or history.
I know what clown man this is.
Okay, that'll do. 11.
Yeah, it's a pretty basic one since you've traveled a lot. A lot of large ships will have a nose pass on board to always kind of point them north.
Hello there. Hello, Mr. Nosepass, sir. What exactly does it want me to do?
I just said it came out on deck. You're below deck in the storeroom. I was just giving a flavor for casting off.
Oh, okay. In that case, I am below deck doing whatever I need to do with ropes, tying stuff down.
Could you roll me a... no, I guess sleight of hand could work for seeing how well you tie the knot.
18.
Okay. Do you know any knots in particular that you would want to tie? Or just, do you want me to say you tied them?
Nah, it's going to take too much rope. I'll just say we tied them.
Okay. You're making good pace tying down what isn't already tied. And while you're working, you notice that there is a blue Pokemon with what look like cracks in its body and a white uniform, kind of holding the boxes until you tie them.
Well, cracks. Am I allowed to am I allowed to guess what it is if it's a Pokemon that you think Arcetarius would know?
Yes, you can guess it.
All right, is this a Golurk?
No.
Damn.
Golett.
no, that's
Goletts are
that's-
huge, dude. They are like
Not
actual
Golurk.
rock.
Golett. I meant its preform. Golett.
It is not a Golett either.
Okay, that's right, because those are ghosts, not psychic. Cracks in its body. Yeah, you've got me then. I'm gonna roll history for that. That's a 16.
You know that a popular transport for at least carrying things are the sock line.
Yeah, I think ideally the psychic Pokemon is whatever makes sure stuff stays down in the event of like turbulence or whatever. I don't think you need a psychic Pokemon to just tie a knot. That's what
Yeah.
we're for. Makes sense.
Yeah.
All right,
Right.
cool. I'm
And,
gonna high five. Is it a thrower or is it a sock?
It is a sock. You know that with your roll, you know that socks are more popular because throws are just shorter and they can't carry as much vertically.
Yeah, they look like Mr. Krabs. All right, Mr. Sock. I'm gonna high five the sock. I'm gonna say, good job, bud.
It high fives you back, and could you roll me a strength contest?
Strength contest. Oh man, am I? Boy, strength. That is 17. My dice really likes the number 15 today.
Okay. Oh, I rolled a crit.
Oh man.
I'm not gonna punish you. It's just like the socks maybe is expecting you to put up. You put up a decent amount of force behind it.
Oh, but he basically moved his hand as if he was gonna slap me. Okay, gotcha.
No, it seems that he's more expected that people usually have higher strength than you do at this particular moment. Maybe because you
Oh.
weren't expecting it, or maybe because you don't know this Pokemon very well yet.
Fair enough.
Who wants to do a check next for this introduction to the ship mechanics?
Okay. What I gotta roll?
You can do two: a perception roll for your lookout job, and a performance to see how well you can keep everyone's spirits up.
Wow. Finally didn't get good dice here. I got a 1 for my perception.
That's not good.
For my performance, I got 18.
Okay, this is interesting. We can say that you are not really doing your job as lookout, and you're more doing you're getting a sea shanty going. The crew seems to be enjoying it, but out of nowhere, a bunch of fog comes over the deck and obscures things. Calypso, I think now would be a good time for yours.
Okay.
Could you roll me an intelligence check? It would be +3 because of the nose pass, but that is rendered moot by this fog.
That's going to be a 19.
Hey yo.
Okay. Despite the fog, you're pretty sure you're going west in the direction that you're supposed to.
Okay.
You haven't really been a navigator on a ship before. You have been. You've always been kind of a passenger, because your group has always arranged something with the ships that you would typically take to Nuvema.
Right.
But you think you're doing a good job with the nose pass guiding you. And while you're doing this, you come across a woman who looks maybe in her early 40s, and she looks at you and looks at the map and then at the nose pass and says, "You're doing a pretty okay job. I assume you're one of the passengers?"
Calypso would be like, yeah, part of the group that boarded in Nuvema Town. I've actually traveled the desert quite often, so not quite used to navigating a ship, but I kind of know the basics.
She pats the nose pass and says, "This thing helps a lot."
Could imagine. Always points north.
Exactly. Couldn't imagine sailing without him. We'd be like a combustion with its head cut off. Wesley, could you roll me a... There isn't really an organizing check.
That could fall under like investigation, maybe, or I'm just looking at the skills right now. Which one do you think would be best for maybe just a raw intelligence check
It's a wisdom check, actually.
or wisdom? Okay,
Yeah, that works.
5.
Oof.
Oh, oh no. Wesley, you think you're doing a good enough job keeping all of your medical supplies away from the food. You see a very gruff man in the kitchen alongside you, and he just kind of looks at you and continues chewing on something, but then looks back to his side of the room.
I think Wesley is just kind of, since he's gotten out of the sunlight, his mood has improved. So he's probably just nonchalantly just like rambling to this man who probably doesn't want to understand. So yes, I was walking. Once we got back all the way to Accumula, we accidentally burnt down one of the bars because we were. I actually don't remember now that I think about it why we burned it down. It's a little foggy in my head. Nuvema had a great festival last night. It was they had this wonderful little drink. I didn't think it was alcoholic at first, but then my friends are not informing me that it was alcoholic. It wasn't really him being a friend, but they informed me it was alcoholic, and it did a number on me. I drank, I think, maybe a gallon. But it was very good. Have you ever had mead from a Vesperquin hive? It is delicious, and I wonder if there's any remedial properties it may have that I could harness for potential healing. Sorry. So once we passed Accumula Town, we got lost in a cave, and that was quite fun. And then we
You
what
can
did we
kind
do?
of tell that this guy is not paying attention in the slightest. It looks like he's maybe preparing something, and it's just kind of
If Arciteris could hear Wes, he'd be like popping a blood vessel.
And while this is happening, Wes is probably just throwing like stuff into a cupboard and thinking it's pretty good because he's not all there at the moment. So he probably shoved like some bandages, some like dried herbs or something just into a random cupboard. I was like, that's good. So what about you, sir? Hey, what about you?
Arciteris is just like a
I am cooked. That is all.
I am cooked. That is all.
I see. A cook. Did you know that cooking and alchemy aren't that much different? And once you get down to the nitty gritties of things, they are inherently just chemical reactions and knowing how to apply heat to certain substances to bring out their true flavor. Here, I can show you.
You talk
Wesley.
too much, he says.
Wesley,
and then, turns back
bring
to whatever he was cooking.
Wesley breaks out like a potion, and he begins explaining how heating up a potion completely changes effects, and how you need to heat it up in order for the ingredients to emulsify into something that is usable. And it is really interesting as different Pokemon energy types interact differently, much like how you can mix eggs in different. You mix eggs into your food in order to make it stick together, and or as a binding agent. You can use Pokemon types or the energy they produce, like a water type, for example. You can use it to combine. It's very much like cooking, and even more so like baking. It is very, very interesting. Wesley continues on and on, talking this man's ear off.
Eventually, he just kind of walks out the door and just grabs a cord on the outside, and just you hear a ringing that goes through the entire ship. Meal call.
Oh, thank God.
Food.
You can all hear it in whatever part of the ship you are. Griffin, I assume you're on deck. Calypso's in the navigation room, and Arcitarius is still below, just kind of getting introduced to some of the laborers.
That sounds like food bursts through the floor.
You notice that a lot of the laborers just kind of like start like not booking it, but they are walking very quickly to the mess. One of them turns to you and says, "Good food won't last. Eventually, we're just going to be stuck with hardtack, so best enjoy it while you can."
Excellent. I will now enjoy the food. Actually, no. What is the food?
And what's really interesting is how normal types interact with most of the elemental connections. Now, most people may see that they are just normal, like a Lillipup. It's so basic and teeny and small.
Is that
And they
what
have
I think it is?
potential for huge adaptability in what they can do. Lillipups are known for growing large and strong into a herdier and then eventually
Hey,
growing
David
10
Attenborough.
times.
It's dinner time.
You notice
Who?
that in the chef is kind of set out like a pot of honestly pretty good looking stew.
Sweet.
Where's Wyvil in all of this?
I'm gonna be nice for him and say he's been right by you.
Perfect.
I'm just gonna do something what Wes is gonna do and distract somebody, and play some music and like get their attention. While Meditate sneaks around and like takes some of the food from me and Ezio takes some food from me and Falla.
You notice that there's like some Pokemon food put like off in the corner that like you can see the nose pass from earlier, the sock that you saw, Arcetarius, and a kind of green ball with two horn-looking things, just kind of levitating stuff. And the chef points a ladle at the corner area and says, "Poke food, human food," and then points at the soup.
There's even been some research done and instances of Lillipups learning
No
even moves
way.
such as Shadow Ball, which they interact with the ghost type energies, which seem to be antithesis to the normal type's adaptability, as we all know ghost types phase through normal types
Wes.
despite hitting.
Wes.
Yes, Arcetarius,
Wes.
you got here at a perfect time. I was explaining the
Wes.
intricacies.
Wes.
Yes?
Do you know what the concept of a baptism is?
Yes, I think so.
Wes, I can promise you that half of the ship wants to baptize you in the water right now.
He looks over to the chef. He's like, "Do you follow a religious cult of some sort?"
They're likely going to subscribe to whatever god shuts you up first. So I would suggest you do yourself a huge favor and do it before they do it. Or worse, before I do it.
But this man's enjoying my explanations of the excitement and intricacies of the normal type and what we deem as normal. It is quite amazing.
Does the concept of the trebuchet exist yet?
It was invented for the catapult.
Catapult, trebuchet, whatever you want to call it.
Roll me a history check.
Okie dokie. 20. 19 plus 1.
Okay. You know that
Catapults
that some places use it, but most places prefer just to use powerful psychic type Pokemon to lob things.
or cannons,
Excellent.
because we've established gunpowder exists, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Wes, I'm going to figure out, using my own brain, what form of longing would get you to fly the farthest. You have until I come up with a solution to sit down and eat.
Well, that seems very rude, Arcetarius.
Really?
I was just explaining to this good man about some of my work and what we do and how his work and my work are pretty similar.
I would suggest you cut the man a break and stop. I would highly suggest you give him a break and stop talking
about. Like an egg. It's so versatile.
You notice that the chef has left the room, and the rest of the crew has filtered in. There's the captain, the navigator, the chef who is not present, and
Oh, that poor guy.
4 other
Like,
laborers. So
he
that
got
brings
his ear talked. Bro, his ear is just paste right now. It's been talked off.
including you all, there are 11 people on this ship, not counting
Sweet.
the Pokemon.
Wes,
Yes, Arsateris.
might I suggest you stop talking about your work before I show everyone mine?
You're going to cut their heads off. That doesn't seem very kind, Arsateris.
I don't
It's
think
not
he's
the-
going to cut their heads off.
I'm not going to cut anyone's head.
Does Calypso chime in with that, actually?
Yeah,
uh,
because she's probably been listening in and just getting a little
Wesley
uggy.
turns pale and he's like, okay, Arsateris. And he returns to eating his food.
There you go.
Could you all roll me a Constitution check?
All of
Okie
us.
doke.
Everyone who's eating food.
Oh
I poisoned
no!
everybody.
Everybody who ate the food. Oh shit, that's me too. Fuck.
Not your Pokemon. The Pokemon are eating a separate source, but
Oh,
the 5 and the natural 1 are going to mess things up a bit. Calypso helped preventing the natural 1 from being too bad, but
13 plus 2.
Good thing I
That's
haven't
going to be a 21 for me.
21.
Damn.
Calypso's
I
eating
I got a
grosser things.
19.
Mm.
Calypso survived on Trapinch for a while when it got tough.
Hey, yo, holy cow, that's dark.
Well, I'm imagining like if you're traveling in the desert and like what you would eat. Like there's a ton of bug Pokemon in the desert that you probably eat.
There's Maractus in the desert. Just survive off of that.
They're good for water, not for food.
Yeah, you don't want to
Well,
end up like Sokka.
That's that. You know what? That's fair.
I've just got to roll the other 7 checks.
I got a 16, by the way, Will.
Okay. Griffin, did you roll 1?
No, because I didn't eat anything.
Okay.
Still sitting up
Are
in the
you-
mat.
Okay. You see the cook come out and just spit something over the side.
Oh, he's the
then
one who
kind
made this stuff. Uh-oh. I don't like that.
You see the navigator, the captain, and one of the laborers turn green when they eat the soup, and they just throw up a little. They rush out of the room, and Griffin, you see 3 people rush out of the room and just hurl over the side of the ship.
Oh man, bad day to be a chamber pot.
Could I made a check with the chef was spitting or whatever?
You're not in the kitchen. Everyone else can roll a medicine check to see what happened.
I actually got decent. Oh, I crit why of all the things to crit? Why is it a medicine check?
You can tell that the stew tastes a lot bitter than you thought it would be, and you can kind of place that to a
That shit dry as hell.
some kind of Pokemon material, some kind of poison type material that humans are not supposed to eat.
Did this guy put a fucking Carvana or something in this? Goddamn.
No, since you rolled a natural 20, you can tell that it, and you've been around Weevil enough, you can kind of tell that somehow something got cross-contaminated.
It tastes like he smells.
No,
Oh,
it
God.
tastes bitter. They have food poisoning.
It probably acts like he smells. That's probably what it's doing.
Usually, Wesley
These-
treats it a bit before turning it into a potion, so the raw stuff is pretty.
Yeah.
It's not nice, yeah.
And Wesley, you remember through your attempts at conversating with the chef, he did come over to like a cabinet that was like in the middle between you two and grab something out of it and put it in the soup.
Oh my God.
And
What
you
did he put?
he put some. He reached into the cabinet that you had put stuff in when you were setting up.
Who was helping this man cook?
Technically, Wesley was. What
Wes.
happened is one of Wesley's ingredients wasn't super, had a leak in it, and kind of rubbed up against something that would go in the food.
Wait, hold
Wyvil
on.
was
Poison time.
in the kitchen the entire time.
No, just like something in your bag was broken, and when you put it in the cabinet, it did not go well.
What fish could you put in there? Oh man, quillfish.
I wasn't cooking. Can Wesley because Wesley's familiar with Wyvil, like it's his partner, can he recognize that there's Wyvil contamination?
Yes. You can tell it from the taste of the soup. It's not super strong, but some people didn't take it very well.
Wesley's going to take the soup and he's going to just take a bit in like a beaker or something in a vial, and he's going to perhaps try he suspects it's Wyvil's stuff, so he's going to. I don't really know how he would treat it, like how he treats Wyvil's goo. I haven't thought about the mechanics of how he makes his potions that much. But he's
Did
like,
everybody on this ship just consume Ode to Trubbish? Oh my god. Oh no.
You think that the cook just slams open the door and points at you and says, "What did you do?"
I did nothing, sir. Just like as I was saying before,
you did nothing.
Our
I
work is
assume
very
then
similar.
that,
Our work is very,
the cook
very, very, very
which has
similar.
been picked for 5 years has been. This is the first time that any of this crew has had food poisoning, and it happens the day you get here.
As I was saying, our work is very similar, and it seemed that similarity seemed to bridge the gap between my work and your work, and my partner
Get
here
out
might
of
have.
my kitchen! He
Wes.
basically yells at you, and he
Wes.
I can fix it. I can fix it. Just give me
No,
time.
you can't, Wes. Out of the
You are
kitchen,
lucky I did
please.
not throw you overboard.
Fine. I can find a cure for this poisoning. It's just some of Wyvil's acidic.
No.
It won't take me long. I just
Yeah,
need a
don't do it
private
here.
room and I can neutralize the poison.
Yeah, go do that.
There are none. You are not feeding anything to my crew.
Oh, it's not going to be feeding. It's just they just have to drink it. It should be a seasoning that they can put on the soup. It will neutralize the flavors. I just need to figure out how to create such a thing.
Wes, I'm not doubting your ability to do it, but I'm telling you right now, this guy doesn't want to hear it.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Wesley leaves, kind of defeated.
If I were you, I would just find your room and stay in there until you're sure you've got a cure. Okay?
He takes his bowl of soup.
I hope you get sick as well, he mutters. And he turns to everyone who's left and says, "Apologies for the inconvenience. I will have to do catalog and see if he contaminated anything else."
If it makes you feel any better, I could probably figure out where he went wrong. I've spent enough time being his chaperone. I had an idea this was going to happen.
And you did not warn anybody?
To be fair, it wasn't my idea to put him in the kitchen. And also, I didn't think he was going to do this. This is new even for me. Also, in other fairness, I consumed this meal and it doesn't bother me at all. But I recognize that I'm the anomaly here.
Yes, I assume that comes from time with him.
Yeah, buddy.
He looks less annoyed at you guys, but he's just like, I will try to come up with something smaller and less contaminated.
Well, I had an idea actually. If you don't mind hearing me out.
I'm listening.
Well, see, I was down, in the underlevel because I was tying stuff down, making sure it stays there for the whole journey. Everything's basically tied down there. Our work there is done. So now that I have nothing better to do, why don't I see if I can't find some stuff around us, go fishing for a little bit, see what I can get, bring it up here, and then just use that. At least that way you recoup some of the inventory that was used in whatever the hell we want to call this.
Understood. Please put anything you have not eaten into the pot. I will consume it myself. No food goes to waste on the water.
Fair enough. All right. Arsateris goes and does that.
Will, since Wesley's out of a job, can I propose a new task that Wesley needs to do?
Oh, man.
Mm,
Okay. I'm a little nervous. What are you doing?
You saw it in the general chat. Krates, he feels it's a mixture of inferiority and like indignancy that he was like kind of shoved out of the kitchen for a little mistake. So he's going to try to spite the chef by trying to like turn that failed soup into a delicacy through the power of alchemy.
Ah, yes.
So he's going to
Yes, the war crime souffle. Why didn't I think of that?
yes, war crime souffle.
Oh, God.
He will make it
I was
delicious.
joking. All right.
No, we have Wesley is 2 weeks, and he's going to try to scrounge up ingredients and time to make alchemical soup.
I really hope so.
He will make this. I'm just thinking Wesley doesn't really have anything else to do. He kind of got shamed away from the kitchen.
Upon further review,
I mean,
decided to become worse. And who? Oh, wait.
Yeah.
And who's going to clean up this mess? No prizes for who. All right.
Or he can also swab the poop deck.
Oh, man.
They managed to get it overboard, thankfully, so there isn't puke on the deck.
Oh, man. That's going to be hard to. That's going to be kind of hard to fish in, isn't it? Because now there's like fresh bile in the water and no poke. Well, actually, no. I don't know.
Do you know how fast we're moving? Quite fast.
We are.
Like Wesley said from next to you, the bile's probably miles back.
You know what? That's a good point. I'll wait until like
You can
maybe not
see,
miles.
we have enough time.
you can see the captain just like he still looks a bit sick, and he just he sees you come out. He heard everything in the kitchen, and is just like he points at a mop and bucket and just says, "That is new job."
That is the job.
Also-
Nice.
I would just like to say, Unova gained its independence from Galar, so we can use freedom units, please. Mile. I'm sorry, that was a bad. Yes, I can swab the deck. Wesley takes the mop and bucket and asks Wyvil to assist him using psychic powers and swabbing the deck.
Awesome. Now, where's a good spot to go fishing?
Maybe the stern. That's the opposite side from where the bile is.
Yeah.
On the ocean.
All right.
Where the people threw up.
Actually, before we do that, I'm going to go ask the captain. Because he probably know where I can get a good fishing rod. Because I don't got one.
He turns to you and he still looks a little bit green, and he says, "Men's quarters, large locker."
Okay, thank you. So in that case, I go there, I get the fishing rod, I come back, I go to stern, I go skibbity bop and bada, and then I cast it into the water.
Okay, could you? It is a good rod.
Okay.
You can tell it's not the best there could be, but it's not the worst.
It's not literally a string attached to a piece of wood.
So could you roll me a 20 to see what you roll?
Just a flat D20?
Yeah. This is like one of the root encounters that you guys did.
Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. Oh boy, you're not gonna like me. Actually, you know what? That's not even a 20. It's a high number, but it's not absurdly high. It's a 13.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah.
You manage to, you feel a tugging on the line. Do you pull it up?
I pull that fucker in. What do I get?
You manage to catch a there. You pull your rod up, and a fish kind of slams onto the deck, and it is gnashing its teeth.
Is that
And it has a red stripe down its body.
a basculin?
Yes,
Oh,
it is not a basilican.
okay, good. Yeah, if I pull a basculegion and I'm having second thoughts about making that food. A basculin, though.
If you caught a basculegion, you would have to do a check to see if you could resist being pulled into the water by it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, if that thing's not small, but it's a basculin. All right, Arcitoris left fist and right fist. I'm gonna run command on that. Let's do that.
You have your sword, falchion. You could have them stab it for you instead of risking your hand getting bit.
You know, actually, slightly alternative idea. I'm gonna let Burmy beat this thing up.
Okay.
Burmy's actually not a bad type for this. It's not grass. Actually, no, Burmy is grass type, isn't it?
Well, Burmese actually Burmy has a weird cloak on it now. It feels kind of damp on your chest.
Oh my god, is this Burmy now a water type?
Yes, it is.
Oh man.
It seems like Burmese kind of. It feels like you have a wet sponge on your chest.
Ooh, that's
Oh, that's actually kind of cool.
I was gonna say that's probably good for the heat.
Did he like cover himself in sea foam and stuff?
That's
Seafoam, bits of seaweed. It feels gross.
But it's cute.
It's the sponge cloak. I dig it. Awesome.
Sponge cloak.
Sponge cloak.
Yeah.
Sponge cloak. Okay, in that case, nah. If that's the case, then I probably wait to use Burmy unless I absolutely got to. Falchion, you're up. Let's make shish kebabs.
We're gonna do this pretty quick, so I'm not gonna have you roll initiative. Just say what you're gonna do, and then Basculin's gonna go.
I'm going to use slash.
You mean stab, since you can't really slash with a rapier.
Slash, stab, you know what I mean.
Okay, roll to hit.
I rolled a 19 to hit.
Yeah, that's fair. You managed to, like a needle, just stab into the Basculin, into its underbelly.
Aha. Fish.
I'm not going to have you roll damage for it, just because. But the Basculin then tries to just... you threw it down in, like, kind of close to the center, like 10 feet away from the side.
Right.
It's going to try and take its dash action and flop over 7 feet.
Oh, is this thing trying to get back into the water?
Yes.
How uncouth. All right.
It uses its action and its bonus action to do that.
All right.
They are very slow out of water.
All right. Well, I'm going to take my movement to get close to it, and then I'm going to use slash with falchion again.
Okay. How close do you get to it?
I get close enough. Oh man, this poor thing. I get close enough to where like I just sort of walk back up to it, like it's flopping away, and I just walk up to it, or like walk, dash, whatever.
Okay. It's gonna take a reaction and try to bite your ankle.
Oh, motherfucker. All right, better do all the damage you can to me, Basculin, because guess what I rolled on my to hit dice?
You rolled a 19.
I rolled, it rolled a 19 to hit?
Yeah.
Ouch, mother, what is it with shit biting my ankle? God damn.
And it deals 8 damage to you.
Mother.
It just bites into your other ankle that the Durant didn't get.
Ouch.
And is now attached to your leg
it's
the moment.
Attached to my leg? Well, I rolled a 20 to hit. I crit.
Yeah, no, you're just going to kill this thing. How do you want to do it?
I'm just going to. I just noticed that it's like on my ankle. I'm like, God. And then I just use my honed edge and I just like run it through like the middle, like right through its stomach.
Okay, Falchion floats over to its other side and just stabs it again, and you can see the hole. You can see Falchion's tip going through the hole that it made on the other side.
Awesome.
And you now have a dead Basculin on your leg. It flops off and is now on the deck.
Awesome. I'm going to pick it up. I'm going to walk inside. And I'm going to ask the chef, hey, is this sufficient or are you going to want more?
More would be preferable, but this is a good start.
Awesome.
Thank you.
In which case, I'll just put that on like a cutting board and then I'll be like, all right, I'll be back. I'll bring back more later.
With that, it gets to the nighttime and you're all able to sleep. Calypso, you and the Navigator have a room, and the rest of you are all kind of packaged into the men's quarters.
Wesley does not sleep, as something drives him, something that I don't think we've seen before. His obsession is growing as he was proven a fool beforehand, so he's going to spend the night in a corner somewhere, muttering to himself, like, it's just like cooking, and if I can do alchemy, I can cook, and I can make this better. He sits over the bowl of Wyval soup, beakers in hand, testing and testing, finding the correct formula. He will find it. He will. That's how he spends his night.
Could you roll me a medicine check at disadvantage?
Okay, dice. I know you've given me 3s and 2s. I need a
Actually,
double.
make it a triple disadvantage because rubbish stuff is not meant to be eaten.
Wesley, you
So
are
roll 3 dice
alchemist.
And you take the lowest.
Wesley, you are a genius. Wesley, you are getting thrown out.
Intelligence, because is it intelligence because it's my alchemy?
No, it's a medicine check.
Oh,
Whatever that is.
9.
That's the lowest out of 3.
Yes.
Yeah, you are not making any progress. It's still bad.
Wesley's gonna every night he's continuing this.
Are you telling me he's not sleeping at any point on this boat?
Most likely.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's gonna.
In the morning you see him scribbling hastily in his notebook. And yeah. And he just kind of mutters, it's like, no, it wasn't. Not cilantro. Not more sage.
Wes, did you
the ginger was failure.
Wes, did you sleep at all last night?
Yes, I slept just fine. It was the rocking of the ship lulled me to sleep like a mana floating through the air. It was quite an amazing sleep. Now, don't mind me. I just need to cross-reference the spices we have.
I was gonna say, does he even need to roll for deception, or is that just so obviously a lie?
It's not obvious.
31.
31?
31. I got a 3 and I have a -2.
Oh.
Do I even need to roll insight for that?
Rephrase.
Do I even need to roll for that?
Let me rephrase.
No, you do not.
Let me rephrase what I said.
Oh man.
If your passive perception is above a 1, you get it.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It should be because you have a wisdom score.
Yeah.
Let me rephrase what I said to fit this role. Yes. I got lulled to sleep by the wonderful waves like a Mushana floating through the ethereal plane that we believe to exist, because it makes sense that dreams would come from somewhere, and they have been known to maybe come from the ethereal plane, which has small connections to certain psychic factors. So yes, I slept perfectly fine, Arcetarius. Yes.
What?
Let me return to my notebook and try to make a delicious soup.
Wesley.
No, don't mind me. It wasn't the cardamom. It couldn't have been because that didn't. Yes, Arcetarius?
I'm going to rip you in half now.
Excuse me? No. I'm fine, Arcetarius. I need to go swab the deck. Wesley leaves with an empty bucket of water and a mop.
All right, I'm gonna grab him by his collar and be like, no. Is that contested strength?
Wesley, you can try to slip out of it. give me a acrobatics roll, and Griffin, could you roll? Not Griffin, Arcitarius, could you roll me a acrobatics as well to see if you can grab him?
Sweet. All right. Yeah, I can roll that. That is a 20. 17 plus 3.
I am sorry to inform you,
Oh.
but Wesley had rolled a natural 20.
Oh my god.
Okay.
That may as well have been your death save, because God forbid if I had gotten my hands on you.
Can I explain what happens?
Yeah.
Wesley is going to haphazardly swing the mop around in the bucket, and he's going to accidentally trip Arcitarius, and he's going to be like, I'm so sorry, Arcitarius, but I need to get to work. And he's going to just deftly sprint out of there as he had accidentally tripped Arcitarius with his natural 20. He disappears.
Calypso, you can see this. Calypso and Griffin, you can see this interaction as you guys come out of your quarters for the morning, and then you just see Wesley book it up towards the helm to start mopping as he's been reassigned.
Well, I would like to say Wesley probably gets half done with his mopping and then sneaks away to go work on his soup again.
What if I just didn't leave? What if I'm just there when you get back?
The captain actually comes up to you and says, since you tied everything down, think you could do inventory in the bottom room?
I was actually helping the chef find materials to cook with after what happened last night, but that can also be done. Also, if he, and I point to Wes's door, if he acts up, don't be afraid to call me. I'll come.
I believe I can handle him myself. I am captain after all.
It's not a matter of you can't handle himself. It's just letting you hey, if you need help, I'm here. Anywho, toodles.
Griffin and Calypso, your jobs are relatively the same from yesterday. So, Calypso, could you roll me intelligence roll to see how well you do navigating? And you have a +3 since you're out of the fog and did well last roll.
That's gonna be a 23. 18 plus 5.
Okay. You're making good path. You're getting a little bit close to one of the islands nearby, but you think it should be fine. So long as Griffin is able to see well, you probably shouldn't crash into it. Okay. Griffin, could you roll me a perception and a performance again?
Performance, I got a 28.
Okay.
19 plus 9, and then perception, I got a 19. 18 plus 1.
Okay. We'll do your performance roll first. You can explain what you're playing.
I guess I'm playing what I heard old governor was playing, and I kind of turned into a sea shanty.
Okay, cool. And you're not as engrossed as your performance as you were yesterday. Maybe it was new people, but you're paying a bit more attention today, and you see something interesting as you pass the island.
Okay.
You see what looks like a galleon on the rocks.
Oh.
Ooh, big ship.
Oh.
Yeah.
Big ship. No, big marooned ship. What put it there? That's my first question. Hey, what put it there?
You can kind of tell that it looks like it was a recent shipwreck.
Uh-oh. That doesn't make me feel better.
If you had to guess, maybe it was from that fog from yesterday. You can tell the crew about it, or you could let it pass by.
I'll shout down to the crew.
Okay. The captain hears you and then looks at it and says, and then he just yells and then he just starts to turn the ship towards the galleon. He yells out, and everyone can hear it. It's a little bit muffled in your case, Arcitarius, but he says, maroon ship, we're gonna check it out, see if there's any survivors or any interesting objects we can resell.
On that note, I think we would all like to find out. I think we should probably find out what exactly brought this ship here, because not gonna lie, for a ship this big to be marooned this recently is not exactly comforting.
I mean, there was the fog earlier.
That was yesterday.
Yesterday,
Yeah, but fog by itself wouldn't do that. The ship clearly had to have come running into something. Maybe they just got lost and ran into the rocks. Maybe it is that simple. But we're on open water.
If you look at the map in the voice chat channel, it is on the north side of the P2 laboratory island.
We haven't even Okay, I see. Okay, we haven't traveled. We're not that far, but we are in open water.
I mean, you made good progress for a day and an 8.
This is true. However, nah, man, still, that's not exactly a comforting sight. That ship's bigger than ours, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, it has 3 masts and what looks like a bunch of room for cargo, way more than your ship has.
Yeah, I don't think fog was responsible by itself here. Not gonna lie.
You can roll an investigation check when you get closer to see what happened. As you guys get closer, you can kind of see a large crack going up the stern of the vessel and going beneath the waves. You can give me that investigation check now. You see a bunch of the crew or the laborers come up, and they throw lines at the railing of the ship and look to be readying to get on. The captain looks at the 4 of you and says, "Would you mind helping out with this? There might be interesting things for you if you're interested."
Do you really want to send Wes over?
I'd prefer that than having him on the ship with less people.
You know what? That is a
fair.
shockingly level of honesty I was not expecting. Fair enough. And then Arcitarius goes to board. I got a 15. 12 plus 3.
Okay. You know a bit about boats, and from the location of the crack and looking as it seems to go underwater, you can tell that the keel is cracked. This is a dead boat.
If it's on the bottom of the boat, that means the more and more Arcitarius looks at it, the more and more he's convinced that the rocks didn't cause the initial damage.
The rocks are what cracked the keel. What made it crash into this island, you don't know yet.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Arcitarius is like, it's here. But I'm willing to bet it didn't get here by itself. So the question is, what would have put it here? Whatever the boat encountered first was likely not insignificantly dangerous, because this is not a small boat, and yet it is going freaking nowhere. What's more concerning is the fact is that this boat looks relatively new. This boat could have been put here as recently as 2 days ago. So I'm willing to bet whatever did this is probably still around. So yeah, again, just inferring, just looking around, not gonna lie, kind of think this might be a mistake, but maybe whatever it is gone and isn't sticking around. But that to me is a fairly big if. So I would just be careful, guys. If you can avoid the water, do so. Don't make any big noise. Don't throw anything in the water. Just don't fall in. If you fall in, I guarantee that's going to attract whatever the hell is here. Or at least that would be my assumption.
How close are we to the boat?
You're close enough that some of the other crew has started trying to tie on line so they can get up to the deck of the galleon.
Okay, I'm still up top. Could I have Ezio use a double ice fist to make a bridge from like the top where I'm at to the boat? Because we've been practicing making ice pillars going up, so I'm trying to see like an ice pillar going sideways.
I'll let you try it. It's going to be difficult.
All right.
Roll me the first check at. Roll me a d10 at disadvantage.
Wow, I got lucky. 2-8.
Okay. You managed to have Ezio punch a decent sized and hopefully sound ice bridge like halfway across, and roll me a second d10, not at disadvantage this time because you rolled decently well.
A 9.
Okay. You have successfully created an ice bridge from the crow's nest to the deck of the galleon. Based on what you can tell, it should last for a little while, but you're not exactly sure how long it'll last.
Okay. Yeah, so me, Ezio, and Salo was like just glide across the ice bridge to the other side. Just like looking up, and you always see like a guitar and like a tape flowing, and just sliding.
Okay. The rest of you can attempt to climb a rope that one of the other sailors left, or you could go across the ice bridge. Depends on if you want a challenge or not.
I'm gonna go across the bridge.
Huh, that's surprising for you. I thought you would have tried the rope climb.
You know, I probably could have done it, but if risking that meant potentially falling in the water and finding out whatever the hell is/was here, I'm gonna err on the safe side here, just this once.
Okay. Calypso, Wesley?
Wesley's not on deck. You actually, he's nowhere to be found on deck on the boat. Like,
Oh my God, is he in his room? That is the question.
Probably.
Okay, could you roll me a stealth then?
I don't think he really was hiding. He just like once he finished mopping the deck, he just hasn't come out. So
Okay.
like he is just in his quarters. But if you want the stealth, it is a 10.
Okay.
Do we leave him to his own devices, or do we not trust him and bring him out?
Oh, I'm rolling for the captain to see if he gets you.
Okay.
It's 11. 7 plus 4. You're attempting to get back to making edible trubbish. You hear the crew door just slam open, and the captain walks in.
Good. Wesley like thinks for a moment. Evening, sir.
Oh
my
Sorry. There's some important research that I am needing to do. So
No. If you want continued passage on this vessel after poisoning me, the navigator, and one other of my crew, you're going to search that galleon and bring the best stuff to me. Or else we'll leave you on this island and take the rest of your pals to Castilia.
Wesley will snap to attention and get on. He'll be like, I'm sorry, sir, but he will leave kind of his setup in the corner of the room or whatever where he was working. So his stuff is out there, but he was afraid of like actually getting thrown off. He realizes Arcetarius's threats are empty. This threat is not empty.
Oh man! Oh man!
As you pass him, he says, "If you don't bring good enough stuff back, I'm throwing your kit overboard."
Oh no.
Wesley's notebook is a part of that, so he'll like look at him and he'll like, I'll make sure we get good stuff. Please, there's years of research in the thing, actual research. Please don't throw it away.
That depends on you.
Arsateris' threats are empty. Fucking notes taken.
I can't wait for when you guys inevitably have a fight.
I don't think Wesley
Oh.
understands that Arsaterius is serious. Even if like Arsaterius is actually serious, Wesley just thinks you're like taking the like you're just joking around. And he's kind of extending that. He doesn't have the self-awareness to realize that you're actually maybe peeved at
He doesn't
him.
have the self-awareness. Oh, he said he was going to turn me into a carpet. I don't know what that means, but he's probably not joking when he says he's going to try.
I catch up with Calypso in the group.
Okay.
Oh my god, he actually made it.
The rest of you don't know that that's been imposed on Wesley. So,
Wesley does not tell the group.
Okay.
I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of surprised you came out of your room.
I'm doing important stuff, Arsaterius. Please, just let's get to the ship. Look for survivors. Maybe there's ingredients there too. I need more spices.
You are lucky that Griffin did that ice bridge, or else I was going to have you do disadvantage at climbing that rope.
Oh man,
That would not have
you would
ended
have
well.
absolutely fallen in. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Wesley walks with Calypso and Arsaterius because I imagine Griffin's ahead of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, creating the or yeah.
He's like,
Punch the water.
I'm like, I once I got over that, I'm like, all right, let's go. Like, I'm all for it.
I would like to point out that SEO had a fist fight with water and won.
no, Ezio had a fist fight with air in one. The crow's nest is about level with the deck of the galleon.
Oh shoot, that's way cool. That's insane, honestly.
Yeah, literally just materialized an ice bridge out of nothing.
Yeah.
Never mind. Okay, that's actually so cool.
Real Jack Frost moment there, but it worked.
I'm trying to turn up that face punch so that I can get it like later on when I do performances, it's like crystal clear, looks like a diamond, and like when you fight, it's like extra damage and like has a better chance to freeze later on or something. Like trying to get it worked out.
Good call with the ice stuff. That has been working out really well for you, Griffin. I'm going to say you have an inspiration for it. Okay, you are now on this galleon. You can tell that the crew has gone off to where the food supplies would be, so they have that covered. So they're thinking of salvaging that first.
I want to find a treasure map. I'm going to look for a treasure map.
Okay, could you roll me a investigations on the ship?
16.
Okay. You naturally head to the back of the boat, where you assume the captain's quarters would be and the most important stuff.
Back at the boat.
You guys come to where you might think the captain's room is, but it's locked.
Oh man. How tight is the lock? How strong is the lock?
It is an iron lock.
Is Wesley with Arsaterius?
I assume that the group's sticking together unless stated otherwise.
Yeah, I don't see any reason for us to not stick together.
Wesley does have an interest in this galleon's galley, like the food area, but he's going to go up to the lock and he's going to get Typhy and he's going to ask for an acid spray, try to corrode this lock.
You know, every once in a while you demonstrate why we keep you around.
Okay. Could you roll me an acid attack?
Acid attack, okay.
I jest, of course. I wish I probably should have thought of that beforehand.
That will be 19 on the hit roll.
Okay. Typhy looks at you, kind of like it wants like blood again. It kind of swims closer to your hand, sticks onto your glove, looks at you, and then
I give her a nod.
Okay. Once you do that, she turns around and spits a small glob of acid directly into the keyhole of the lock.
Nature's
Oh.
lockpick. A good acid can melt most rudimentary locks, I believe.
Cool. I'm gonna kick down the door.
You kick in the door. You didn't do anything to the hinges, just the lock.
Fair enough. Booyasca do. I'm in.
Okay. You guys see a pretty decently sized captain's quarter. There's a map that has a place you've never seen on it, some bookshelves,
Ooh.
a bed,
So wipe.
and a desk that has a quill in it.
I'm gonna swipe that map real quick. I'm gonna take a look at it.
Okay, could you give me an investigation spec? No, a history check. Investigation or history to see if you know this place.
18 plus 3 is 21.
Okay. You do not recognize this landmass at all. It has a giant hole in the center of the region, and but looking across it, you see something in the top left corner. A map of Paldea.
Oh
Hey,
my!
yo.
Oh my God! Can
Oh,
I
no, it's-
roll
Area
it's-
insight? To...
0.
So you mean to tell me that Arsateris wouldn't recognize this region at all? So I can't even roll insight to see if he would recall that?
None of you have left Unova.
We may have heard of Paldeans, like sailors and stuff in the oceans, like rumors of it, but we would have never seen a
I
map.
was gonna say, is there any amount of knowledge where insight could maybe help him determine if he knows at least what this is, or
Is
has
there
an
any
idea?
like flags or regalia on the walls that might point to Paldea?
Yeah, I was gonna say, is there any other context clues to where he might be go? Oh, I think I know what this is, or is he utterly clueless?
But there is a flag with a red and yellow color scheme, so you can roll me a history check plus 2.
Oh, bother! That's a 21.
You know this is Paldea, and you've heard that crater in the middle of the map is recent in the scheme of things. You can, from what you've heard from dock workers from Paldea, the crater appeared around the same time as when Unova fell apart.
Okay, so he sees this map. He looks around this boat and he goes, "Oh shit! This boat's from a whole other region. It's like way, way far from home."
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh man. Oh my God. Guys,
Yeah.
this boat's not from this region. Like at all.
It's not Unovan in design. It's not from the West Coast or something.
It's from Paldea.
We've heard rumors of this place, right? Like Wesley did live near the Eastern Ocean, which is, I think we've rolled closer to Paldea.
No, we said it's closer to Alola.
Oh, Alola. Oh, it's Unova's. It's the opposite of how America is, where East is close to.
Yeah.
Okay, so Wesley
Yeah.
probably doesn't recognize Paldea.
You guys know the names of other regions, you just don't know anything about their culture. You're a little bit isolationist.
But even then there's enough here with this map that makes it abundantly obvious where this boat came from.
Yeah.
Guys, this boat came a really, 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 really long way.
It sounds like it.
Now I'm like really concerned. What was a boat doing this far from home? Granted, I don't know how far the Paldea region actually is from here, but I'm willing to bet it's not close. Guys,
Yes, Arsateris?
I'm more and more convinced that whatever boat that put this boat here was not very nice. Because there's no way the crew of this boat, the crew of this ship, wasn't looking for something pretty freaking important if they came this far.
None of you have actually looked around this cabin yet. Arcitarius just saw the map on the wall and grabbed it immediately.
Saw the map, grabbed it, and then immediately was like, "Oh dear."
And then we probably all looked at the map. And yeah.
Do I find anything that could upgrade my guitar? That's why I'm on here.
Roll me an investigation check at disadvantage.
Yeah, this boat's kind of giving me the creeps. Not gonna lie.
Disadvantage is a 17.
Okay. You don't find anything that could help your guitar, but you do find something interesting. The ship's logbook, like the log the captain would write about the voyage.
The captain's log.
Captain's
Oh
log.
man,
Okay.
Lord.
that'll be as good. That'll be as indicative as anything. Who found that?
Griffin did, but
I'm gonna
he
talk-
might not have paid super attention to it since he was specifically looking for guitar stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna toss it to Arcitarius. So like, this might go with the map, and I'm going to then.
Does it say
continue-
like captain's log on the front? Like, is it abundantly obvious that it's a captain's log?
It says ship's log, not captain.
But it's abundant. But it's obvious. But that's what that is what it is. It's not just some book.
It takes a little bit to translate it because it's not in Unovan, but you can get the basic gist that this is.
I take a look at it for a couple of seconds, then I'm like, oh, okay, I see. Guys, this is the ship's log.
We'll get back to Griffin in a bit. Griffin, could you leave the call since you're not in the room anymore?
Oh, okay.
Okay, so he can't hear us. Oh man, now I'm like super. I don't know if I should be hyped or scared. Oh man.
Who opened the cursed captain's logbook?
Yeah, okay. There's one sort of obvious problem here before we get started with it.
What?
Yeah, the language.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. It's entirely possible we may not be able to read this thing at all. I'm gonna try.
Right.
I have no idea what check that would be, since it's probably not gonna be history, but
I would say it's a general intelligence check. Any one of you can roll it.
I'm gonna try. I only have a +1 to my intelligence, so I'll take a crack at it. Because my dice have liked me.
You can all roll it if you want. It'll all just depend on how much you get.
Yeah, I'll roll. It doesn't hurt.
And if all
Let's
three,
do it. Yeah,
I'll add your total to see if it meets a certain number.
Okay. All right, let's do that. All right, guys.
Oh, that's a dirty 20. That's an 18 on the die.
That's a good start.
I have a 10.
Okay.
All right, dice. All right. Don't fail me now. Oh, you did not fail me now. That is an acceptable number. At least from a player perspective. That is a 16, 15 plus 1.
You're not able to get every word. You can get a few things from the first page. Everything else is a little too complicated. And what you get is what appears to be a mission statement. Ordered to blank in search of blank to blank blank uprising blank ping blank blank genonide.
Genonide?
That
I'm willing-
I think I know what that is.
That sounds an awful lot like genocide.
I think that's probably what it is. So let's make the immediate assumption they were looking for a weapon. Because that kind of sounds like that's what they were looking for.
Or they were
Yeah.
trying to conquer something. Usually war leads to genocide if for the losing faction.
I feel like if they were looking to start a war, wouldn't Paldean influence be more obvious here? I feel like if that's what they were going here to do, I feel like there'd be more of these ships here. But I think it's, at least right now, a safe bet to say that this is a one-off. So I get the sense they were looking for a thing.
Perhaps you could be right, Arsaterius.
I don't have anything to prove it, but based on the way this is structured, it sounds like that they were going to look for some weapon and then bring it wherever they were needed to bring it to, either to start and, I would assume, end whatever conflict they needed to start and end. As for what that thing is doing so far away from Paldea is anybody's guess. But, guys, I just had a terrible thought.
What?
A truly horrifying idea.
What?
What if it's not an actual weapon they're looking for? What if it's a Pokemon?
There
Mm,
are legends of very destructive Pokemon, but they haven't been seen in recent memory, and I don't believe them to exist, but they were legends for a reason.
I can give you a hint. It's not a big hint, but it's an important one.
okay.
This is not a Pokemon you would know.
Uh-huh.
You
Okay.
So
as
this is a
players
This is a Pokemon none of our characters would know?
both. Neither you or your players would know.
Oh,
my
it's
God.
a totally homebrew Pokemon.
Not home
Oh,
Doomsday Pokemon. Oh no! Oh no!
Oh,
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck.
it's
Oh,
complete
fuck.
Kyurem, isn't it? I don't
Oh
know,
my
but my
God.
mind went to
Oh
complete
my
Kyurem.
God. You
Yeah.
know what else it could be? You know what else exists out there that just sort of has gone unsolved?
Terapagos?
What did the
new
original
guy?
form of Genesect? What did the original form of Genesect look like?
Ooh.
It's been theorized that Genesect is kind of just like a
It's like a
mechanized
fossil.
food ops.
Yeah. I would say because OG Genesect was
Remember
it's a
that? Yeah,
random
remember that
bug.
Genesect is technically a fossil, and its type is interchangeable. If you want to talk about living weapon, I mean, there you go.
Yeah, there's a lot it could be.
But in character, we probably know none of this, so we're just like theorizing.
Oh no, this is all like player to player theorizing
Yeah.
at
But
best.
in character,
The
we're
characters,
probably
they would have absolutely no idea where to begin, and I'm willing to bet anything that would include the characters that probably isn't on this boat.
I would think
Or at least-
Wesley is well read enough to know of the legends of the Unova region,
I would think all of our characters would be based on their backgrounds. It feels like a safe bet.
yeah, we would know of the Dragon of Ideals and the Dragon of Truth, Truth, or whatever they are.
Yeah, I
Assuming
guess
that exists, because I mean, we are like
but
however
even
many
then,
years
based off this text, I get the sense that's probably not what they're looking for. That feels like too easy an answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Do me a favor and
They were looking.
Griffin
They were
back.
looking for something that. These people were looking for something that they knew, or at least believed, that they could capture and bring back. I don't think the dragons of legend, even if they
Arsaterius,
do exist,
could
probably
you
what
hide
they
this
have in
book?
mind.
I don't think we
I
want
have
the crew
no
knowing
idea
about it.
what you're talking about.
The ship log, can you hide it? I don't think we want the crew to know about
Wesley,
this.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Hint, hint, nudge,
Wink,
nudge.
wink. Wink, wink.
Yeah, I didn't want to lay it on too thick and risk giving it away. You know what? Now we need to see. Now it needs to be.
Wesley blinks away like the crust in his eyes. He's like, "Okay, Arsaterius, help me strip the walls. They might want some of these. I'm imagining there's some sort of decorations on the walls that denote this as like a captain's quarters."
There's a few files and some books in a bookshelf. While you guys do that, would you mind? I'll let Griffin go back into the call, and I'm gonna need you guys to go Devin for a little bit. As you walk out of the captain's quarter, Griffin, could you roll me a perception check real quick?
That is a 60.
Okay. You don't hear the sound of the other crewmates. They were making noise earlier when they were going below deck. You do not hear them anymore.
Okay. because Griffin is so since he grew up in a fishing town, he saw boats, but he's never seen one this big. So he's like, I'm looking for guitar parts or Pokemon things that I can get from Pokemon, or like either like maybe a Pokemon he's never seen. You could probably try.
Okay. Do you want to head below deck then?
Yes, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Could you roll me one more perception check once you get below deck?
Ooh, nat 20.
Oh, that's good. You see a lot of holes in the side of the ship, like going in between cabins, but none that pierce the hull of the outside. And they're large holes too. It seems like you could fit through them, but then you hear the very faint sounds of chains rattling. Could you make me an acrobatics check? It would be at disadvantage if you didn't hear the chains.
21.
Okay. You get a sudden gut instinct and just dive forward. Well, as you do that, you see what looks like a chain and anchor that's kind of like a snake just burst out of the ground where you are, and it looks like it tries to grapple you, but it fails.
Oh, okay. Do I roll initiative for my Pokemon now, or
Actually, do you want to do it alone, or?
oh
You
yeah,
could,
well, you mean alone like me and my Pokemon?
yeah, you and your Pokemon, or you could try to call for help.
I'll do it alone.
Okay. You do see blood stains on the chain as it comes up.
Okay.
So you can kind of assume what happened to the other crewmates, maybe.
Okay.
Okay. I'm just going to get everyone else back in, and then you can call for help.
Oh no, I was gonna do it alone.
Oh,
Since
okay.
for the moment, like it had happened, I'm just in the mode of like, oh, something attacked me, I got attack back. Like I don't even call nobody.
Okay. Roll initiative then.
20 for that +3.
Okay, that's not bad. Let's see what this thing rolls. Okay. It rolls an 18. You rolled a 20. It rolled an 18. And I think that's where we're going to leave it for today.